agreeing, you raise your hand if you're not agreeing. So this has been approved. So the President of the Socialist Republic of Cuba has the word, Miguel Diaz Canel Bermudez, comrade. Dear brother Nicolas Maduro, President of the Bolivarian Republic of Venezuela and host of this ALBA summit. Dear brothers Commander Daniel Ortega and President Luis Alberto Arce. Dear Prime Ministers representing the family of the Bolivarian Alliance for the People of Our America, the People's Trade Treaty, General Secretary Jorge Arriaza. First of all, I want to thank to all of you to be summoned in the time of the ovens. Martí used to say that the ovens time was the time to be together, and I quote, "It's the time for prevention and ordering, the right judgment, all of us that we have a mind to see further, and hence to work and without any doubt and any exclusion, and without forget the truth and the right, and without antipathy." Today, in the ovens time, we are only seeing the light, and precisely the ALBA is giving us the light. Martí, I was summoned Martí to this time of liberators because of his integrational ideals that transcended from the dream to reality in our America, when two profoundly deep leaders as Fidel Castro and Hugo Chavez founded this alternative to the neoliberals trade, this dream alliance that did so much in so short of time in favor of our nations. Fidel, so precise and just in the words, defined as to Chavez as the greatest friend of the Cuban people to the whole history. Both of them, with their actions working for the emancipation and the development of our America, proved to be friends and brothers of all our Latin American and Caribbean people, to put the seed of ALBA into the ground, the first step on a brotherhood that still has a path to go on. This is the Solidarity and Cooperation Alliance, a conqueror of the selfish pragmatism that only supports the winners. This is the alliance that made reality achievements that in the social order had benefited citizens from all the region. This alliance, where a lot of us find for the first time the answer to demands that for centuries the other development models didn't offer, where the human being is a second-hand stuff. This alliance allowed us to face together challenges. Cuba is always going to be present in the ALBA-TCP because above all the decrees from the empire that is imposing the current order, our alliance has proved how much and what we can do from the South if this solidarity prevails. Dear brothers, we cannot delay more this reunion. The coverage international grounds is concerning us now. One way and another, in different times, we have pointed different dangers that Israel is acting on, thanks to the support of the United States government, and even after the big risk of the Middle East conflict is a serious threat to the peace and security of the international community. Only interventionist purpose can deny that the peace and stability on the region is up in the first place from a wide solution to the conflict from Palestine and Israel that is comprehending creation of the Palestine state that is located in the borders before 1967 with Eastern Jerusalem as its capital, and to guarantee the redistribution of the refugees in the grounds. This independent and sovereign states is demanding the reintegration of Palestine as a full member of the United Nations. We cannot be looking to other places, facing the daily crimes that is being committed for 65 years against the Palestine people. We cannot deny the Zionist scale and the grave violations to the international laws, the crimes against humankind that turn a minimum portion of land into a battleground of a bloody army. The International Council of the United Nations needs to seize the situation. It needs to stop Israel, the occupants, before that all the Palestinians fell down into the breeze in the Israel hands. Facing this, the commander-in-chief Fidel Castro rightly said, the genocide of the Nazis against the Jews harvests the hatred of all the lands in the world. Why can believe the government of Israel that the world is going to stand still in the face of the genocide committed against the Palestinian people? It seems words written for today. So I'm insisting that all the peoples in the world, we should make our own the Palestinian cause. Brothers of ALBA-TCP, Monroe's doctrines, after 2 centuries of being pronounced, still threaten the destination of our America. The imperialism persists in its domination project above our land. It's funding destabilization and violence and hatred speech. It's attacking the left and progressive forces and pretend to erase the struggle and resistance history of the people. Facing the pretentious ways of the imperialism, we reaffirm our commitment with unity and sovereignty and peace. We reaffirm the unbreakable will to keep strengthening the CELAC. We reiterate the most energetic condemnation to the violent eruption of the Ecuadorian police in the diplomatic headquarters of Mexico the past April 5th, this violation of the Vienna Convention of the diplomatic relationships of refugees and asylum, it is absolutely unjustified. And we encourage to restitute Jorge Glass to his previous condition of refugee and to reinforce his case according to the international law. 10 years after to recognize Latin America as a peace ground, we call to the fulfill of its agreements with its commitment with the peace and stability of the region. It's a matter of most importance for the present and the future of the people. Dear friends, beloved brothers of our America, in the name of the peoples and the government of Cuba, I congratulate the Venezuelan people for this electoral process that have managed to do it even in the face of some sectors that are trying to keep the violence and some methods causing pain to the nobles families of Venezuelan. We're not speaking of active plans are really recent as the magnitude attempt against Nicolás Maduro only a month ago. These plans that try to stop the electoral process to be developed in a peace and tranquility mood, we reject once more the external forces that try to attempt and interfere with the Venezuelan structures. We denounce the coercive unilateral measures by the United States that are violating the international law, and we claim that the rise in total way and without conditions. We express our acknowledge and all the solidarity support to the Nicaraguan brothers and sisters that are resisting the media attacks and the imperialism attacks to break its constitutional order. To the plurinational state of Bolivia, we extend the back and the solidarity in the defense of its sovereignty upon its natural resources and facing the destabilizing attempts to the brother Republic of Haiti that is facing a grave crisis. The international community has a big debt with its people that was submitted to great punishment, and it was submitted to pay a high price unjustly to be the main character of the first revolution of the continent. Haiti needs assistance and cooperation for the development that lead to a true and effective resolve of the situation. There is a tunnel of weapons of Haiti from the United States that needs to stop. The Haitian people needs to find a pacific and concrete situation. Cuba is offering a brothers cooperation without any interest in impact areas for these people. Even in the current situation, we maintain a medical brigade there giving services to the Haitians that need it. We've been proposing through the CELAC the creation of an international fund for the recuperation of Haiti, nurtured from the will of the international community and attendant to the needs of the Haitian people. The banking institution worldwide needed to channelize for this purpose. The debt of Haiti must be condemned. We ask for the compensation for the slavery times for the Caribbean brothers that needs a fair and a special treat. We support the Puerto Rican independence and we manifest our solidarity with the Argentinian people. The Caribbean always can find in the ALBA-TCP an ally to the defense of its interests. We thank the firm backup of the alliance to stop the genocidal blockade of the United States towards Cuba that has been threatened in the last years to extreme levels. We also appreciate the valuable support to exclude Cuba off the list of terrorist countries. Our fight will continue year by year until the government of the United States rise this politics that is immoral and unjustified. The Cuban people deserve to live in peace and equality of conditions, and we can prove all the things that we could achieve and build in socialism. Dear brothers, one step ahead that is advancing in 2024 is going into big challenge for the development, but we insist that it's worth it. We're facing every day with struggles and work that is a characteristic from the revolutionary people, alongside with the exemplary delegation that is leading us, Raúl Castro Ruz, that in to celebrate the 1959 revolution triumph, exalt above all of the virtues of our Cuban people, the sacred unity that is in the base of every single triumph against the empire that is picking us. At the end of the words of that day, Raúl transmitted a portion of the advances, and he expressed the decisive importance of the unity. Do not lose the confidence of the triumph, even in front of the obstacles of the enemy or the great dangers, to learn and keep the strength after every fail and transform it into victory. Today, brothers of Latin American Alliance, 2024 is going to be a triumph year of unity and advance. We will not say no to our dreams, and we will not make treason upon our leaders. We are getting into the 20th anniversary of the foundation of this alliance that is impulsed by two great leaders of our America, Commander Hugo Chavez Frias and Commander Fidel Castro Ruz. We do this with the commitment to continue working in his strengthen and in the preservation of his essence of humanism. We do this with the example of the General Raúl Castro. Our commitment with integration and unity is not movable, and from now, with the 2030 agenda, we will continue to work without rest for an ALBA with victories and union and solidarity and cooperation. You can always count with the modest and decisive contribution of Cuba. Let's make true the dreams of the founders of this alliance. And this union is and will be our strength to the victory always, because altogether we are invincible. Thank you very much. Together we are invincible. And